What is going on?
Everybody.
Evening, everybody. How's everybody doing? Pat, yeah, I love your Union shirt, man. I love the way we start the program here. Playoff game, playoff win. What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing?
Feeling good.
Yeah, dude, I was down there covering that thing, and this was overall the first ever Philadelphia sports team I got to be a part of live. And I got to catch this thing rocking. The press box was rocking. Every beat reporter in the press box had their phones out, and they were recording the motion that everybody was feeling during that day. It was beautiful. It was 80 degrees. I mean, this place was rocking and rolling. Me, Skyler, the whole nine was just in shock of, it looked like there was going to be no fans at all, and then it just packed in. And man, it was like I said, it was rocking. The pyro was going off the whole nine.
It was Philly. It was Philly in the playoffs, is what it was. That's what it felt like. I was still just telling Pat, I've only really missed any away games and maybe one or two at home in the last 3 years of playoffs. So it is rocking. As always. I mean, Philly shows up in the playoffs. Philly shows up anywhere anyway. But I'm telling you, even the Union at a stadium that sits maybe 17,000, that place would be rocking, jumping, all kinds of crazy for the playoffs.
Dude,
it almost feels like Citizens Bank Park during the playoffs, dude. Like it has that exact same kind of vibe.
Here we go right off the bat. Our man J.D. Walker in the house.
Hey,
what's up, guys? He goes, "What's up, guys? Nice shirt, Pat. I'm rocking my new hoodie. Bust out the John there, JD." And by the way, JD hooked me up Saturday. He made sure he gave me a ride down to the to Subaru Park. He took good care of me. So thanks, JD. By the way, but
he's
yeah,
a top-notch guy, man.
He is. He's a topper. He's definitely a topper. But like you just said, Gus, Philadelphia sports, playoffs, it all similar. It comes all in one. But let's get something started right now. And Jim Kerner was a little disappointed because he wanted like an 8-0 win, clean sheet. And this definitely what it was. But he was definitely what he said in the press box, in the press conference. He said, you give us some time and we can show we can hang with anyone. And he did. They definitely did show that they could hang with anybody. Don't doubt this team. This team was dealing with injuries in the past 6 weeks, 7 weeks, have been dealing with injuries. The schedule has been heavy, playing 2 games a week. It really didn't do this team any favors. But however, I will take a 3-1 win from multiple players. We all know, and you guys could piggyback off it as well. Gazdag doing what he does best, gets the penalty kick, and once he gets that penalty kick, it's almost a layup for a point. I mean, you saw the goaltender Jake Jacob chasing the ball. And he winds up clipping Carranza, which kind of sets that thing up. Then you get the Uwa goal. Noah Uwa shows up, and then of course the Nathan Harrell headbutt came into play. That right off the bat, halfway through, 3-0. And I came across an old friend of ours down at Subaru Park, but I'll get in that in a little bit. Let me get in some of these great comments here. Our man Dave Yarnold checking in.
Hey,
what's up, Dave? Hey guys, hey fellas, what's going on?
Dave's about to be real sad this weekend.
Yeah, he might get the old good fish knish. Here goes our man JD. He goes the EFC. ECF last year had worse shaking in the press box, just like Jurassic Park East goal. Yeah, Yeah, and that's what it was like. That's what I got to experience. It was just crazy. Our man Ryan checking in goes, "Hey guys, not much of a soccer fan, but still tuning in.
Yeah, man, we
Appreciate
thank
it."
you. We thank you, man. That's okay. You stay long enough,
Appreciate
we'll
it.
make you a soccer fan, brother.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Well, you want to buy a Union shirt, Ryan? You might have your shirt off, Ryan. There's something bound to happen. Um. So, but yeah, let's get in more.
Only buying the shirt so you can take it off.
Yes, yes. You might rip it off. And you might want to.
Well, that would just be a waste of money.
I mean, you might Hogan it. You know what I mean?
Well,
You
here's
want
the
to
thing,
Hogan
though,
his bad boy
Pat,
right now?
Quit stretching that neck, bro.
yeah,
Quit
stop
that.
stop doing that. First of
Quit
all,
that.
Pat has done this for years. He
Yes.
always thought he was a bit of Hulk Hogan, and then he went around ripping his shirt. His mom used to be mad at him all the time for it.
Yes.
Trust me, I was
Yes.
there.
Yes, and I always expanded the man hammers, which was not a pleasant place for a lot of people. But anyway, just like I said, just getting back into this game though, the Union offense right off the back, fresh, hungry, ready to go. Gus, what was your take from this team?
So I like the way they came out. It was funny because that penalty, the ease in which Gazdag kicks these penalties, like kicking a penalty is not as easy as it looks. Like it's a huge, like it looks like it's a big net, and there's one guy that's covering it, right? But you have to guess right. You have to place it right. It's not as easy as it looks, right? And he just does it with such ease and just like cold-blooded strikes, and no matter where he puts it, but he's been amazing at the penalty kicks, which is why he's trusted to kick every single one of them going forward. There are times where other players would take it from him, but at this point, like, you really can't take the ball away from him in that situation because he's going to deliver more times than not. The last time I think I remember him missing one was, sadly enough, in the championship game, right? And against LAFC, but I think he does it with such ease that it's you just can't take it away from him. Then fun. I was talking smack. I think I was talking to you guys. I was talking smack on Nua. A second after I talked smack on Nua, he scored. So I'm just gonna keep talking smack on him. See if he gets a couple dinkers here and there that he could get in, because it wasn't created by him or anything. He was just right place, right time situation, and he got it in. But I'm glad that he got going. Hopefully this can get him going for the playoffs. I love the way that we came out aggressively, offensively. Losing Glesnes for the playoffs is huge, and I don't think people realize exactly how big that is. Lowe is good. Lowe is good in taking over that spot at certain times, but Glesnes was just it was the security blanket for Blake. And speaking about Blake, what a freaking performance by Blake, dude! I'm telling you,
yes.
I don't understand how this man's not goalie of the year every year. I don't get it. It's just year after year, it's the same thing. You're not playing well. Guess what? You're still secure in the back. Your defense let up something. That's okay because Blake's back there. To have that kind of security as a team that really, like I said it before, that doesn't really have a superstar or a star of that caliber, other than your goalie, because I think Andre Blake at this point became that. Yeah. So to have that, it's just, especially in the playoffs, man. It's gonna be good if we keep going the way that we're playing. I think that we can go far. I was a little skeptical. I'm not gonna lie. These last couple of weeks, I was a little skeptical as to how far we can get into the playoffs. But just like apparently every Philadelphia team, if we catch fire in the playoffs, bro, we in there.
Well, like I said, that's my thing though. Like, and that's what Jim Curran kind of alluded to. He alluded to the fact that they just needed a break. And now they get a 10-day break. So the biggest challenge coming around for them is, again, Curtin said that it's very, very difficult and hard for the players to play at Gillette Stadium on that turf. They said it's a tough place to play as far as their cleats. and all that stuff, and all the ground. Gus, listen, you played soccer your whole life. Can you explain that a little further? What's the difference between grass and turf?
So it's kind of like football. You know how people prefer playing in real grass, and that's just the way
Yeah.
it is. Turf is cheaper to maintain, obviously, depending on the climate. New England gets really freaking cold, so keeping real grass there is not really
Hmm.
conventional because a lot of the season gets cold. I mean, we start early in the year, so it's not conventional, but it is like to me in terms of the player it gets in the way a little bit. Your cleats get a little bit more stuck. It's not the right feel like regular grass gives you, and that's like the same as football. When you look at the numbers, if you look at football injuries, the amount of injuries, the percentage of injuries that happen are mostly on turf fields, the ACL especially, and that's because that's what it does. That's what the turf does. So I understand the why, right? Why they have it because it really is just a pain in the ass to maintain real grass up there. They don't have the climate for it. But it's still a pain to deal with and playing.
And that's what I'm saying too. So, like I said, just like I said, I know it's tough for the players, but if they could just finish the job next Wednesday night, then you go on the round two. And I'm now in the belief. I know it's just one game, but I believe what Jim Curtin's saying. I believe that this team can hang with anybody. And again, Ua gets the ricochet goal. Like I said, Gaza got the penalty kick, and of course, you had the aerial headbutt. So, but I wanted to loop with this with you guys. Uh, so JD Walker actually asked the question in the press box. He said he asked anywhere with Glazas, and that's when Jim kind of broke the news. Like, nah, it seems like he's going to be out for the rest of the year due to his hernia.
He is.
So which and my man Scholar kind of like said, like, I don't know if that's a smart move because now you're telling New England what to look out for instead of trying to keep them off guard as far as is Glasnow's coming back. Like, you don't know, now you're telling who to prepare for. So I hear what Scholar's saying on that. Like, you definitely don't want to prepare. Obviously you want to try and catch your opponent off guard and catch him with surprise, but it is what it is. So Nathan Harrell, being there, Lowe being there. And it's what it is. Chris Donovan's obviously going to be on the in the back part of the field. So and then you got your midfielders and so forth. But it was nice to get Ua going in the playoffs. It was
And
definitely
and we it's like, talking about the lineup, we still got to figure out like what's going to happen with Kai Wagner, right?
and that's
Because
that
right
that's
now,
the
right now he's going he's going through stuff. They investigate if they actually come and they find that he actually did use some kind of racial term, that could be 5-game suspension and it starts right away.
Yeah.
So
wow.
that's gonna be tough to deal with if it does happen. Which means the last thing I do I want to start Real on the side there. But we'll see. We'll see where we are in terms of lineup. There's a lot of question marks with Glasness. I mean, Austin, you could tell me when you have a surgery like that, you kind of. I mean, the other team kind of already knows that he's not going to play. So in terms of keeping it quiet for a strategy, it's not really going to do much for the union because they probably already know what's coming because you have to disclose that surgery, right? So. So in terms of that, I don't think we're going to catch anybody by surprise. Lowe, like I said, Lowe still does a good job. It's just it depends on the team that we're going against because he gets a little offense happy at times, and he's not very he doesn't come back like Lessons does. So he likes to find that opportunity, which works sometimes. I'm not knocking Lowe. I really like Lowe. It's just that there are times where if we're going against a pretty potent offense, like we need him back there, and I just hope that he can get back in position. Kind of getting my same beef that I have with Real. The reason I don't want him over there taking over for Wagner is because he can't get back in position, and then he opens up the field for the other offense. So But you, Austin, you tell me.
I mean, it like you said, it doesn't really, you knew he probably wasn't going to play dealing with that kind of an injury. It's really tough to be able to move around. So I feel like, going with Damian Lowe, I mean, he does sometimes jump up a bit too far, and then when a counter rush happens, he has to really hustle to get back, and sometimes he can't. But the way the team played in the first match is exactly what you wanted. That was exactly what you were expecting Philadelphia to do, and you just need to tighten it up a little bit more in the second half, and you can easily take this in 2 games. Really, you really can. I mean, they're probably not going to have Carles Gil again, right? He's still hurt, right? Was that why he wasn't playing?
So.
Yeah, so they're not.
So.
They don't have one of their best players. We don't have one of our best players. Like it's I mean, I feel like that's kind of a tit for tat kind of deal. But like you were saying though, if the investigation comes clear that Wagner did say something, like that's going to be. It's not going to be great, one, for him, for his image now, when you consider what he's been trying to fight for recently. And then also for the team in general, because of the fact that he would be, dropping in terms of skill at the position a significant amount.
Do we know what exactly was said, though? Like, it was in German. And I know it was in German.
No clue.
So I know it was in German, and I know that, I mean, Wood and Wagner played it both. They both played in the German league for a little while. So that Wood knows German. So I want to know what was said. Like I kind of want to know what it was. Maybe I'm hoping that it got lost in translation. That's what I'm hoping for. But it doesn't seem like it is. And if he is found guilty, that's going to be huge. It's going to be a huge loss for us.
For both parties. And, again, like you guys were mentioning real fast, JD, going back to your comment, Gus, he goes, look at Aaron Rodgers on that garbage turf.
Yeah,
garbage turf field in MetLife Stadium.
Exactly my point,
yeah. But going back to what you were saying about, so I'm hoping that, like you said, maybe it was, for the best outcome, and it's not serious. Maybe, I don't know. But then again, if you're in this day and age, man, you really got to bite your tongue. But however, whatever he said, man, could really cost him. And like you said, if he's got to sit out, and then you got to go to the backup, and then we're both parts hurt because we really need him on the field. I mean, again, he can, when it comes to that corner piece, quarter two set, he finds guys open. But I mean, if he's going to have a trashy mouth, that's something like I said, this team already has enough, behind the scenes on their play as it is. You don't need any more. Like this team doesn't need any more. Like this team needs to try to focus on dubs, and you got Bedoya and so forth. So, but look, I'll be right back with you guys, and guys, just continue to flow.
Yeah, because I'm reading into this whole thing with the allegations against Wagner from.
Yeah, he's saying that it's a racist term in German used against Asians.
Yeah, and the Athletic reported that New England players and coaches told the officiating crew about the incident, and that led the lead referee to write of it in his post-game report. And unfortunately, post-game reports are not made public.
So that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that it got lost in translation, but it doesn't look like it did. It looks like there was something said.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we might have to just deal with the punishment that comes from it. That's gonna hurt though, man. I'm not gonna lie. It's I'm not going into the playoffs like as confident as other years, and with Glessens being out, and now this we're back out. That's gonna be that's half of our defense gone, dude. Like it's not gonna be good. I'm just hoping that we can catch fire offensively, if just to make that up.
Yeah, it is. It is the first time since 2018 that a Philadelphia Union player was suspended in any form for using any sort of derogatory language. And yeah, just JD, I 100% agree with that. He's saying nobody's going to pay Wagner if those allegations are true.
That's another thing that he was fighting for a contract that might be gone. And I don't know what happens then. I don't even know if the union are going to tolerate that. And
Not
you know,
just them, the whole MLS. You know what I mean?
he kind of screwed himself in that matter. We live in a world now where as sensitive as everybody is, you can't say that. You can't say things like that,
Right.
especially because there's cameras everywhere. One, there's always somebody catching what you're saying. The ref is right there. Obviously, Bobby Wood is going to say something if he understood what you were saying. But I don't know. I think it's not good.
Yeah. By the way, the stuff that I read was from the Inquirer, written by Jonathan Tannenwald. Shout out to him, another prominent figure in the press box there. Jonathan
Yes, he
Tannenwald.
is. Yes, he is. So that's a good guy right there too. So again, like I said, this team trying to move forward. And by the way, guys, before I get into my next name, you're talking about Papa Bedoya, who again had a lot of minutes. Got to get to work, and I think everyone in that press box, guys, you are not a fan of this man getting any kind of minutes at all. I don't know. Everyone tells me they check in his show, and they know you are my friend are not a fan of one Papa Bedoya.
It's not that I'm not a fan of Bedoya. Let me just get it clear.
Been mentioned to me.
No, stop. It's not that I'm not a fan of Bedoya. I'm not a fan of him playing so many minutes. It makes no sense to me. Like, I understand that we have depth issues right now, and that's why he's playing. That's fine. But I don't understand. Like, he shouldn't be playing more like 70 minutes, man. He's 175 years old. Like, if you're trying to milk every single everything out of him right before you get rid of him because he's not coming back next year,
right?
So
right.
Yeah, one point is like Bedoya's like, dude, like my hip hurts. Can I sit? You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, you leave that man alone. My man was just the Joker for Halloween. Okay, you leave my man alone.
Speaking about Halloween, man, I actually got a chance to speak to Daniel Castag and Jacob Glesnes. He was looking fine. They were walking their kids, trick or treating. He was up and walking, pulling the stroller. Their wives were right in front of them. Gazdag and Glesnes, but good guys. I said we finished up. I said good luck. They say, thank you, and went about their way. But Glesnes looked okay. I mean, he's not, there's no limp or anything like that. So he looks, he was up and walking. So that's good news in terms of next year and the injury. But we're still not gonna see him this year.
No, so let me real fast go through this read because guys, there's somebody though. Well, not New England Revolution team that kind of scares me a little bit. And he has the same name as you. So let me.
Is it Bo? Is it Bo?
Yes. So let me quickly get through this real fast, and we'll talk about that on the flip side. Here we. No, that's a wrong guy. Here we go.
All right, guys, let's talk about Cherry Law Firm. If you get hurt at work in a motor vehicle accident, personal injury, or affected by criminal law, you got to call David R. Cherry of the Cherry Firm. Call 610-565-0300 or go to cherryinjurylaw.com. Let David R. Cherry fight for your rights. Again, that number is 610-565-0300. That's 610-565-0300 or go to cherryinjurylaw.com. Let David R. Cherry fight for your right.
All right, we are back. Yeah, guys, so I was watching, man, with the same name as you, but this cat, he's got some serious skill. And matter of fact, the last time the Union saw him was last weekend prior, and he showed up that Union squad. And again, the only reason why New England had any kind of goals, it was from this cat, and he did some moves with his feet that I've never seen anyone do it before.
Yeah, Gustavo Bo was good, which is why you got to keep him in check. And then I feel like we did everything or the best we could in terms of that. There was if we're being completely real, if Blake wasn't there, we're not talking 3-1. Let me just say that. No, as good as Gustavo Bo is, Blake is just better. If I'm being completely honest,
Yeah.
so I'm not too worried about Gustavo Bo. I mean, he's good. You got to watch out for him. He's got to be in your radar. But you know, when you have a wall like that in goal, man, it feels good. Like if you feel confident, you feel like, and maybe that's why Lowe does it, man. Like maybe that's why Lowe plays the way that he does, because he's so used to playing with him at the Union, with Jamaica. Like maybe that's why he's so offensively driven. Which again, like there are times that I like it. There are times where like, okay, bro, like you got to stay back. Like this, for example, this would be a time to do it just so we can contain him a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's a good player. We definitely got to watch out for him, but it's nothing that we can't contain.
Yeah, honestly, I 100% agree with that, and especially with the fact that you don't have Carles Gil available to play, it really limits down what you can truly create offensively for New England. So not having Carles Gil is going to put a lot more pressure on Gustavo Bo, and I don't think he's a very capable player, but I don't think he's going to be able to handle the entire load of the attack.
And let me tell you, Gustavo Bo. This might ruffle some feathers here, but Gustavo Bo can create his own goal way better than any one of our strikers can.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And that's for sure. So we definitely got to watch out for that, because you know they're coming. They lost 3-1. They coming.
Oh yeah. Like I had said on the show over the weekend before the match. They only had an 18% win share of their total matches won on the road. Mm-hmm. They had the percentage was immensely higher at home. Like it is what it is. It's just that's the kind of team that every team in the MLS is. So you have to be ready to put up a really strong fight to try and send them not too far to go home on November 8th.
Right, and that's like I said. Gus, going back to what you said, that kid Gus, man, he was creating his own shot, and like I said, the moves he was making out there, that one dish move he made, where he just went right through the Union off defense, like it was a hot knife through butter. I mean, the skill set I just seen at him, it just blew me out of my chair. I was like, wow, that's
Gil played the right wing, the right wing,
mm-hmm. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. So like he's actually doing a lot better than to me at least. He started the playoffs a lot better than he was during the regular season, and that's half the reason why Gustavo Bo can do what he did, what he does. He has a step to him, which is nice. You have what's the dude's name on the other side? With the long name, Chankalai.
Oh yeah, Chankalai.
Yeah, Chankalai. On the other side, I mean they have a good front man. I'm not gonna sit here and say that they're not good. They can definitely put up goals if they wanted to, but I just believe that our defense is better even without Glesnes there. Now without Wagner there, that's gonna be I think that's gonna be a problem if we don't see him, but. But if we're just talking without Glesnes, I still think we can.
Who can fill the shoes though?
Stop to them. We don't need him to fill the shoes, though. That's the thing. We just need him to contain.
Yeah, Damian Lowe played well enough that he could definitely fill a good majority of the space that Glesnes leaves right now. So I mean, and you still have Elliott supporting him, and Elliott is also one of the best center backs in the league. So.
Mm-hmm. Elliott, not Elliott. Lowe is like he's big enough and he's fast enough, long enough to cover a lot of ground, like Glesnes can. He might be more athletic than Glesnes is. It's just that Glesnes is a better defender than Lowe is.
Exactly.
So in terms of covering, he can cover. That's there's no issue. If he actually does decide to get back, he'll get back. We just have to get him to do it. That's all.
Yeah,
that seems like, can there be a problem? Like I like to see more Sullivan. Again, I keep on talking about Sullivan because the kid's got speed. He can stretch the field. He can do a lot of things. I like to see him get some more playing time. But I don't know. Like, I don't. Again, Jim's philosophy is probably do it. Like,
Well, so here's the
75%
thing.
of the
Here's
time.
the thing with that. Jim's gonna go conservative in the playoffs, especially in the first round. If we're
Right.
struggling a
Well,
little bit, I feel like he would make some changes later on, but he's gonna go with what got him there, and that's this lineup. So I don't foresee that changing unless New England gives us something to think about. But I really, especially the first round, I just think he's being the conservative Jim that he is. This lineup got you there. This lineup's gonna get you out. So if we're seeing that it's not working, I hope that he that he can make a change. But right now, he's just not going to. As much as I love, Bedoya being there, because I do. I don't think that's gonna go away anytime soon.
no. So JD is saying, depending on the injury, the 10-day layoff is going to be long enough that Gill may be healthy enough to
Yeah,
play.
he'll be healthy. He'll
Reserves
be good.
reserves reporting saying Cindy next maybe said he has a wokey knee for a while.
I mean, I think he might be good. I mean, we'll see. We'll see when we see their starting 11 and how confident they are about the leg, right? So, we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be. I mean, I really hope that Carlos Gil is not going to be available, but at time the time that we're having off between the first match and the second match definitely could help him to be able to get himself healthy and available for selection come out game 2 of the series. But I mean,
I really do think the break helps us more
Oh,
than
yeah.
help them.
yeah, I really agree.
We played a lot of games.
Oh, yeah.
Of games.
Oh yeah.
So the more rest we get, especially with just 10 days, I feel like we'll come out a lot fresher than before. We just gotta watch out for the Gustavo Bos of the world, and he's gonna be. He was mad. You can see he played really angry to the second half of the game.
Oh, yeah.
And then we'll see what if Bobby Wood makes it on the field. We'll see how he comes out. I mean, he comes out angry at everything that happened. I don't know. We got to watch for that too.
Yeah, it's definitely very possible that he comes out feeling some type of way and wants to be a real difference maker.
Depending on the person that's playing, like that could be a game changer. You see what happens, and by any means, I'm not comparing them to skill level or anything like that, but you see that happen. What happens when players get mad and get on the field? They sometimes play better. So we just have to.
Yeah.
We have to make sure that we keep that in mind, and I hope that Jim is reminding them about all that.
All I know is Jim.
One of the players that comes to mind for me when it comes to playing angry and being like really, really tough to play against is Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, Jimmy.
He was always that type of dude. The second that there was something that got under his skin and bothered him, he was like, "All right, now I'm just gonna destroy you on this court, and you're gonna look so bad, and I'm gonna be so happy about it when it's all over."
But it's the Mamba mentality type of player, right? Where you just like, all right, don't get me mad because I'm gonna take over. I mean, again, I am not comparing the skill level to these people. Just please don't bite my head off, Twitter. But it's what Kobe used to do, right? Like, go ahead, talk smack, keep talking. Go ahead, I'll put 63 on you, no problem. Like that's the kind of it. I'm not saying that Wood is that guy. I'm saying that it could be. So we just gotta make sure that we keep an eye on him. That's all.
Actually, I'm sorry, unsolicited Kobe talk now. One of my favorite stories that I remember hearing was I think it was Iman Shumpert. Was like, I had been guarding Kobe the whole game, and I had been doing really good. I even got a steal on him. End of the third quarter, he walks up to me and goes, "You had a good game, kid." And he was like, "There's still a whole quarter. What are you talking?" Dropped like 32 on him in the fourth quarter.
He goes, "What you own, man?"
He said, "What are you talking about? Good game. Like there's only one quarter left to play."
Well, that's the kind of mentality of something, again, so there's some players, very few, but some players that just have that, that
switch.
gear, that switch, that it just, don't piss me off because I'm gonna come out and put it in your face.
Yeah,
And,
But
I just hope that he's not one of those guys. That's all.
yeah, seriously.
I just need to see an offensive player go off, and I think to see a Carranza go off. I think he's way overdue
We're
to find it back
we're
in
not.
the net.
I don't think we're gonna go see an offensive player go off. I don't think that's gonna happen.
But maybe he could put a pair up.
Maybe, but I don't think he'll go off. I feel like we'll put him in opportunities. To me, go off. It's like, give me the ball. I'm going to score twice by myself, and there's nothing you can do about it. I don't think Carranza is there. I think Carranza can be in the right place to score, and he does definitely have the strike to get it in the back of the net, but he's going to need help, and he's going to need help from his teammates.
Yeah, well, it definitely if you get a sighting of him, Carranza, and Ua, like I said, that three-headed monster, if they could figure it out. Now with Ua starting to get some momentum behind him, maybe those guys could put something together. As Jim likes to say, I like to run the diamond. So they if they get that stuff all to figure out and all the deficiencies, and now you got New England on the ropes. Now you just got put them down to the canvas. So if they can come up that sneaky good punch and say, I'm pretty sure that Saturday or that Tuesday when they're flying up there, I'm pretty sure Jim's going to have a nice little pep talk with all those guys. Get those guys all routed up, ready to go come next week. And I can't wait for next week because that game will be a national televised game. So yeah, it's going to be FS1's going to have the action. So people, if you're out there checking out the show, you guys, if you have to catch any good Union soccer, this is the time. This is the time to get your rally towels. This is the time to get fired up because this Union team's got it, and they're going to bring it all all next Wednesday. But Gus, let me go back and also go with you too. Who does need to go off for you? Because I just mentioned Carranza. Who is it for you guys that needs to step up here?
I don't think go off. I think they need to keep playing, and that's Andre Blake. He needs to keep. He doesn't go off. That's just the way he plays.
Good point.
Andre Blake just needs to keep doing what he does, and it gives us a chance to put a score up on him and not worry about playing catch up or for them to get close, right? So. I don't think. I feel like if you see the position, he goes up every time he's on the field. So, I don't think he needs to catch fire. I think he needs to keep going with the fire he's got.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
exactly.
And honestly, to punch up from what you were saying a little bit, you also need the back line to play extremely well. Like regardless of the four that are there, you need all four of those guys to play top tier because. Correct. Especially if Carles Gil is available. If he's available for selection, he's going to start, and him and Bo combined are going to be a problem. And Bo was really playing hard on Saturday. So you really need to be –
Listen, they're going to come out firing. They're going to come out firing. That's just –
yeah, there's no doubt about it.
You just have to make sure that you can contain them is all. They can't – put it this way. They can't smack you early. Just contain them. Get them tired and then work your game. That's Curtin has been here before. I feel like he'd be okay.
Yeah, if you let them strike first, you're gonna have to chase the whole rest of the way, because of the fact that once they get, especially at home, once they get ahead, it's gonna be a lot tougher to be able to try and keep pace with them at all.
And then of course just watch that turf, man. Just
more than anything. Although we said this when we were playing at the end of the season, we were saying as long as just like with the Eagles, as long as we can get off of this turf game healthy, we should be all right. And
listen, we can't.
Some stuff reared its head because that's just how turf always is.
We can't afford another injury, man. We just can't do it.
No.
If we're already hurting.
Jim said himself. Someone asked him in the press conference. They asked him, so how are you guys going to prepare for Wednesday's matchup? Are you going to let these guys kind of have it easy? Where they don't, he goes, I'm thinking about trying to get them on the, during practice, get them on that turf. This way they kind of get used to it. I guess some people are wondering if you'll, possibly you have that possibility of getting injured during practice, but I guess he wants to get his players used to that feeling of hey, let's give it a whirl. We gotta get used to playing on this anyway. So let's handle this business. Let's handle New England, and let's get out of here. That's the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
So, but let's. I do what Lisa said. I'm gonna come back from commercial break. We got some news though going around the MLS before we come back to talk some Union. Believe it or not, some good positivity coming around the MLS. So let me really go through these reads real fast, and we'll get right back.
All right, guys, it's time to talk about Sherry's Tickets. Sherry'sTickets.com is easy to use and has no hidden fees. The price you see is the price you pay. Pay less and play more with Sherry'sTickets.com. Save even more by using the exclusive promo code EOP10. That's EOP10. Do not pay hidden fees and save 10%. Why use any other ticket reseller and get those hard-to-come-by tickets to the big game? If you need a more personal touch, give them a call at 610-494-5050. That's 610-494-5050. Sherry'sTickets.com also has great theater and concert tickets that are hard to get your hands on. Remember, do not overpay and save with the best at Sherry'sTickets.com. Save 10% using the promo code EOP10. That's EOP10. You'll thank us later. Sherry'sTickets.com.
Thank you, Dives. So anyway, getting right back into it. Some news going around the MLS. Did I just read that there's going to be a new MLS team coming in? Is it next year, or possibly got you hear about a Jacksonville team coming through? Jacksonville Armada. Jacksonville's getting a team.
It's gonna be the Jaguars of the MLS.
Yes.
Hold on, let me not talk smack on the Jaguars because they're actually not doing so.
No, not run by our cousin Dougie. Okay, so but yeah,
not with Calvin Ridley down there, dude.
I think they're called the Jacksonville Armadas. I'm believing. So
Yes.
Another expansion team, guys. What's your take? MLS welcome into another team. Is it too much, or should we go about it?
No, I mean it's good. It's if the league's expanding, it's better for it. I mean, I don't think the teams that we have right now. I mean, the MLS is growing, man. It's very young in comparison to the other leagues. I think that we're going to see as popularity increases, I think we'll see more people trying to get this expansion team going. It's just a matter of time before we see more. I mean, it's not going to go crazy, but the MLS right now doesn't really have a B league, right? We don't do.
Well, they do. They got the Union 2s and
but that's not the B.
Well, that's where it's essentially minor leagues. Like basically it's like it's youth development.
Yeah, but the youth development don't get relegated. That's what I'm saying.
That's where Jacksonville Armada FC are joining is MLS Next Pro, which is where Union 2, Red Bull 2, and all those kinds.
Oh, so they're not joining in the actual.
Yeah,
they're the MLS.
They're MLS Next Pro's third.
San Diego, right?
They're the third independent club. They're not affiliated with an MLS club above them.
San Diego is getting a team out there, right? In 2025, I believe.
San Diego Loyal, yeah.
San Diego FC, yeah, they're the ones.
Wow.
2025, yeah.
They were originally an NSL team, and they're coming into I think it's MLS Next Pro, I believe.
No, it is the pro, but I think it's not. It may not be next year. It might be 2025. I believe it's 2025.
I know Jacksonville announced
30 teams.
Yeah, Jacksonville announced not only that they'll join MLS Next Pro, but also that they're going to have a stadium built by 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So yeah, no, that's gonna be good, man. San Diego, it should be a good city to have a soccer team. There's a big Hispanic community in that part of the world. So I feel like that's a good city to start. Like I said, I don't think they're gonna go crazy. There may be a time, like we're hoping, if the MLS grows to where they want it to grow, that we'll have that that a B league and then we'll start seeing some relegations. I don't think it's going to happen in our lifetime, or
Maybe not.
But I'm hoping that that could be something that soccer gets big enough that we can actually do that. That'd be cool. Getting relegated is never good, but it is an incentive to not tank.
Yeah,
right.
And like I had said, Jacksonville is the third independent club scheduled to join the league in coming seasons, alongside Carolina Core FC and a team in Cleveland.
Wow.
They are the third ML. Cleveland. They don't have it. I don't think they have a name associated with the club yet.
Isn't that Steamers? Well, I probably should say that. It's not, okay. You know what? I'm gonna see myself out.
Come on, man. Come on.
So I just
You can't do me like this. Too late at night.
I'm gonna see myself out.
I just got a
I just
text.
did.
I just got a text from one JD. He says that San Diego, like you guys have mentioned, San Diego will be the 30th MLS club in 2025. So, but yeah, it's going to debut in a couple of years. So that'll be fun. That's going to be real fun. It's Philly Sports Trips. We'll be hooking that bad boy up. Got the.
That's going to be a great destination to go to, dude. That's going to be awesome.
He said, "Bruh."
Well,
yeah, I mean, and it's happening more and more. It just happened with St. Louis. We're seeing it 2 years after that. San Diego's going to come on, and maybe we'll see a couple more. I don't think they go over 32.
I don't think so either.
Just because of the amount of games and stuff that they're going to play. So I think 32 will probably be the cutoff. But Messi was promised a team, so maybe he'll get expansion team in a couple of years.
Yeah,
all right. And Gus, how about one more piece of big time news? You're probably not going to hear this, but Messier is going to get some more help with a Luis Suarez. Luis Suarez coming to recruit his homie.
Actually, Pat, you kind of look like Luis Suarez.
Yeah.
I just saw that chat. What's a little bit, De Niro, a little bit, mate. So, Gus, Austin, what's your take about that? How do you feel about Messier getting one of his proteges coming through?
I feel like the union needs to spend some damn money. That's what I feel. Spend some money.
Thank you. I'm too tired to get that hot.
Spend some money, man. Like seriously, you got all these teams doing this. And listen, Suarez is old. It's older, okay, but
he can
still play. Like they didn't get a scrub. This is not a scrub. This is not Vince Carter year 21.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Like it's not. This is LeBron year 21. Like it's not. He can still play. And you give him Messi to all that, and mind you, hearing from what I'm hearing, because when I look for stuff and when I listen, when I read, it's not only the American outlets. I also do international, so I read some stuff. Messi really wants to go back to Old Boys, dude. Like he wants to go. Yeah. He wants to go home and play. He may not be wearing that pink very long.
No, I don't think so.
He wants to go home and he wants to play for his club. So, at some point we might see that. I feel like at this point Messi can just do whatever the hell he wants, especially with the contract he got with Beckham, and just be like, okay, go, and then come back. But I know that's what he wants. I mean, he's Messi. One thing about Messi is that he's very open about what he wants. He doesn't do anything he doesn't want to do. There's a reason why you cannot interview him in any other language that's not Spanish. he just won't try. He doesn't care about learning a new language or anything like that. He's very comfortable with what he does. He's very comfortable with how he does it. So he's always been very transparent as to what he wanted. He when he left Barcelona, even though he was going to join PSG, he was very vocal about not wanting to leave Barcelona. It was just kind of like a have to deal. So we'll see what happens. The fact that he's saying that he wants to, it drives me to think that I don't think he's going to be wearing that pink very long.
No,
Yeah,
so JD saying checking in. He goes, can't wait to see Suarez try to bite El Brojo. When he does, he'll toss him in the river.
It'll be hilarious. See, here's the thing: like, as good as Suarez is, because Suarez was, dude, he's one of the best strikers of all time. Like, when you really like go in there and dissect what he did with his career, he's one of the best strikers of all time. That's a big sample size. When people talk about greatest of all time in the sports that we're used to here, we're really condensed to one area of the world.
Extremely.
This is the whole damn world. The sample size that you have to be a greatest of all time. I mean, it's a lot. There's a crap ton more people trying out for your position than other sports. So the fact that you can say that, like, that's huge. I mean, he's obviously not playing at the level he once was, but he really is one of the best strikers of all time. As much as he bites, as much as I don't like him because he plays for Uruguay, and yes, I'm talking to you, Diego. I did not like when he scored against Peru, and he is great. I do have to give him that. So I kind of knew what's going to happen already. I feel like they still can do damage together, especially with Busquets and Alba. I'm hoping at some point, their age catches up to all of them, because Miami's going to have a really old team. They put up
all the time. It won't be on their side.
Well, maybe. I'm hoping so. I mean, Messi doesn't. He just won a World Cup, dude. Like, he doesn't look like he's slowing down at all. And you can see that Busquets and Alba did slow down a little bit. Suarez did also, but all Suarez really needs is for him to get the ball, and Messi is literally the best ever to do it. So we'll see what happens. I just spend some money, Union, please, for the love of God, spend some money.
It's only going to get worse.
Definitely. So real fast, got one more commercial to run through. And then we're going to get back and we're going to get Austin's roundtable takes of the MLS, of all the action, because there was a upset this past week, and so I want to get Austin's thoughts. So stay tuned. We have one more read, and we'll get through this one real fast.
All right, guys. If you're a Philly sports fan and you want to travel with your favorite team, then travel with the best. Go to phillysportstrips.com. They have self-travel packages and full travel packages available with round-trip flights from the Philadelphia airport. Packages include direct flights, 4-night stays, all-inclusive tailgate parties, lower-level group tickets. Whatever you want, you got it with phillysportstrips.com. If you want to travel to an upcoming Phillies game, make sure you check out Philly Sports Trips. And do not forget, Philly Sports Trips has all the away trips for the Eagles' upcoming 2023 season. Jump on it now, because you do not want to lose out on all these great opportunities. Go to phillysportstrips.com.
All right. Well, Austin was here. Then he ghosted us now. So Austin, Gus, I will go with you going around the horn. It seems like everyone got their share of wins. You had Orlando over mine, but however, one team sat on top of the Western Conference. It's just one loss, but St. Louis falling to Kansas City. Thoughts?
It's
number one seed the whole year.
It's the playoffs, and Kansas City's not. They're playing. They both really play well, but I'm not crazy surprised. it's gonna be a fun ride. I can tell you that. A lot of people aren't happy about the change in playoff system.
Yes, a
Um,
lot of people.
I
We were. Go ahead.
Yeah, they're not happy about it, but a lot of people also don't like change that much. So we'll see what happens, dude.
All I know is, like I said, and I kind of explained this in the press box Saturday. I said, listen, if you win this thing, it doesn't do the champion any favors because you have to be ready to go in 6 weeks. That's the part that sucks. I do find it though a little interesting. I know everyone loves the one and dones, and I get it because this thing is going to go into December 9th, I believe. I mean, you're playing some soccer, but it's not like they don't play winter soccer because they do open up the last weekend of February. So it's still
Yeah, they play
cold
in the
out
cold.
there.
They play in the
So,
cold.
I mean, it's something like these teams are not used to. So, like we'll see what happens though. But from what I'm seeing though right now, like I'm enjoying it. I'm taking one game at a time, and I'm enjoying the ride. So, and again, let's do it. Let's have some fun. So again, the MLS are trying some new things. They might not, they might not stick to the hip with this idea. They might go back. So we'll see what happens there. Gus, before we wrap up the show real fast, we got give us your final prediction. Who's going to be the bust out player? All that fun stuff.
Man, my man has to show off in the playoffs. This is where we need him. He is our Embiid. He is our Bryce Harper. Andre Blake is the guy that needs to come out. He is our star because we don't have one on the field that's running around. We have one on goal, so he needs to come up huge. I will always tell you that that Blake, it's gonna have to be the guy just because that he is it. Like he is our guy. So everybody else needs to play well because we do need to score. But as long as Blake is back there and you're playing in on the field, you feel pretty damn good as a player.
Yeah, absolutely. So JD's checking in, goes, Katie has experience, St. Louis doesn't. Also, the West was weak this year. I thought, I thought. Oh, he goes. I thought that he would thought it was weak. They were over it all season.
I mean, he's not completely wrong. I mean, the West really, when you apples to apples, the East had a much tougher go than the West. So he's not completely wrong in that aspect. Kansas City, again, like they're gonna come out to play. Also, everybody wants to go through. The Sounders have experience; they've been there before. There's always Los Angeles. I mean, they think who did they? How much did they won? They scored like
LAFC won. I think LAFC won like 5-2.
Yeah,
they won a
no, the Red Bulls on the 25th. Also, they put out.
They gave Charlotte a spanking.
So the West. I agree that they are they are weaker than the East. But when it's playoff time, I'm in the mentality of I don't care how poorly you played in the season. I don't care how well you played in the season. I need to make sure that I play well. I need to make sure that we come out and we play well, and then there's no excuses. Then if we lose, we lose. There's no excuse behind it.
I absolutely right. So again, there is a big difference between regular season and playoffs. There is, again, if you want to go regular season, look no further than this past year, right? The Braves, regular season champions for 2 straight years, playoff time, they choke. And it may be the same thing with the St. Louis team. I mean, you were the top team in the West for the whole season. Postseason time, it's a clean sheet. Everything changes. It's 0-0. It's a fresh restart. This Union team dealt with a lot of problems. They've seen a lot of issues. They've done with a lot of things. But however, they battle through and they are ready to go. And you like Jim Curran says, you give us time, we can hang with anybody. And now that's a thing going in the locker room. Now this whole Wagner stuff can be more. So again, it's Jim Curran. He's got to try and keep everyone's head on an even keel. He's got to try and keep everyone focused. Don't worry about nonsense. Like with Wagner's got to deal with his side punishment and all that other thing. It's just going to have to be what it is. But right now, he's got to be that guy in that locker room saying, I got to drive this. We're here to win a championship with Wagner or without Wagner. So that's the way he's looking at it right now. Austin is back, ready to rock and roll. I believe he's still fixing a couple of things I see. Ready to go. There you are.
Yeah, sorry, my computer freaked out. Give me 1 second. I'm just setting my headphones.
All right. Oh, hey, listen, PFC. You know what I mean? FC Enter. But yeah, so like I said, there's like a lot of
FPC.
I
love that you worked that into a conversation at some point. It doesn't matter where we are.
Yes. Oh, slap my hairy ass. But let's.
Okay.
But yeah, like I said, Austin, let me go right with you. It looks like St. Louis, the only team that took an L. You and I have watched this. I don't know why, but you and I have paid close attention to this Western Conference because it was such a seesaw, if you will.
The Western Conference was a real dogfight the entire time, and seeing St. Louis take the loss that they did was really crazy. I mean, kind of expect it when you go up against a Kansas City side that, like Dustin said, has been here before. They've been through the playoffs. Seattle's been to the top. There's quite a few teams in here that have had some serious success in playoffs, and anyone is capable of doing anything at any given match. So, always expect, especially when it comes to playoff time, always expect the unexpected.
That's true. I mean, you could see even Orlando, that goal by Cartagena, dude. I am sitting here and I was mad. And you're not. It's not because it's Orlando scoring. I was angry because why the hell doesn't he do that for his freaking country?
Man. It's
like seeing Pulisic bury goals for Milan.
Dude, it makes me so angry. They do this all the time. That goal, like I don't understand. Like I don't understand that he never does that. In our last 3 World Cup qualifier games, Peru, we've had 0 shots on goal, and then you do this shit? Are you kidding me? And Chase over here, brick wall Blake. That's right, man. We do have a brick wall back there.
Yeah. So like I said, a lot of action. Final prediction, guys. I'm going to say the Union come out with a 2-1 win come Wednesday night.
Yeah, I think we get it done. I don't think Blake allows a goal, to be honest with you. 2-0 Union.
2-0. And Austin.
2-0 Carranza with the brace.
Wow. 2-0 Carranza. All right. I like it. So, but listen, guys, we're just about out of time. This has been a fun hour. Again, a lot to get into. It's Wednesday. I will do the post. These guys will do the normal. We will have it all. We are talking Union 24/7 around the clock here on the Edge of Philly Sports Network. Guys, you're not going to miss it. Wednesday, believe it or not, will be Philly versus Boston Day because not only is the Union taking on New England, but the Sixers will be meeting the Celtics. So it's going to be interesting.
But one more thing before we leave. If anybody from the Union is listening, spend some money.
Please, begging you.
Listen, you could be echoing. You could be echoing to this front office because those things could be happening. And listen, they need to spend that money. If obviously you see that Miami's just open up their bank account and just take, they're bringing all sorts of names now.
Listen,
so guys,
I'm sitting here waiting for Little Sully to come up, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think he'll be in Europe by the time he's 16 for sure.
Oh
yeah.
Listen, we can.
If Sugarman gets his hands on him the way he has everyone else,
he's already getting
he's sold on
Real Madrid, Man U, Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
He's gonna be gone.
Yeah. So, well, look, guys. For me, Pat Bernard, Gus, Austin,
Get the DX, bro.
He got the DX down there. Guys, thank you so much. And again, thank you so much for everyone tuning in to us. JD, always a pleasure, my man. Yeah, we had such a blast this past week with everybody from with all the press box and media members. Guys, thank you so much. Guys, go Union, and we will catch you next week right here on EOP Live.
Go
See
you.
ya. Go to the U. Go on like PlayStation. Da, da, da.
Oh.